Here are today's top news happenings and why they matter. Pope Leo XIV has celebrated his first Mass a day after becoming the first U.S. head of Catholic Church, with the world watching for signs of what kind of a pope he will be. So what are people saying about this new spiritual leader to the world's 1.4 billion Catholics? Let's begin with some world leaders. President Donald Trump, great honor for our country. President Volodymyr Zelensky, at this decisive moment for our country, we hope for the continued moral and spiritual support of the Vatican in Ukraine's effort to restore justice and achieve a lasting peace. President Vladimir Putin, I am confident that the constructive dialogue and cooperation established between Russia and the Vatican will continue to develop on basis of the Christian values that unite us. Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu, the election of Pope Leo XIV opens a new chapter in the history of the Catholic Church and the values of love, humanity, and charity, particularly to the underprivileged, that it has consistently projected. But behind the incense and Latin chants is the new Pope, the person who could actually shape how this planet handles some serious big stuff. Talking about refugee, war, climate, inequality, even how we treat each other online. Let's listen into what people across the continent are saying.
To me, I think it's God that selects leaders. So we are okay. Whichever the country the Pope is coming from, we are okay by that. We just pray that God will use him to transform the church.
The media had portrayed it in such a way that an American can't be a pope because America is a superpower. However, we should understand that this is the work of the Holy Spirit.
We are happy, but we thought this time it would be a black, but if it's still a white pope, there is no problem. We accept it peacefully.
The church came from the Western world, so you don't expect them to give the position to an African man, so that is it. So
now, imagine walking down a street named after your grandmother, a scientist from your city, the first woman from your country to win a gold medal, or just a historically important person from your own country. And now, imagine explaining to your kid who that person was and why they matter. That's what's happening right now in Abidjan, Ivory Coast. Street names in the country's economic capital have taken on a decidedly more local flavor over the past few weeks, as African names have replaced French ones in France's former colony. A road linking the airport to Abidjan city center, for example, is no longer named after former French President Valéry Giscard d'Estaing, but for the man who led Ivory Coast following its independence from France in 1960, Félix Houphouët-Boigny. Why does this matter? Some say this is more than a name change. It is a mindset shift. Other countries like Senegal, Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali are also doing this. If your city renamed one street today, who would you name it after? Drop a name in the comment section. Now, Russia has marked 80 years since the defeat of Nazi Germany with a massive military parade in Moscow. But this wasn't just a history lesson, it was a modern-day message to the world. President Vladimir Putin stood next to China's Xi Jinping and more than 24 foreign leaders, including some from Africa. And for the first time ever, drones. Yes, the same ones are being used in the war in Ukraine were paraded alongside tanks and missile systems. So why should you care about the Victory Day parade? This isn't just about honoring the past, it's about rewriting it. Some analysts say in a world exhausted by war, Russia's parade isn't about peace, it's power projection. It's Moscow saying, we are still here, we are not backing down, and we are not alone. And that's it for today. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and comment on the stories we highlight on this channel, DW Africa. My name is George Okachi.